Today on BRStv's Reef to Reef FAQ, we're answering 8 questions the R2R community developed as part of the discussion about last week's video on the Orphek Atlantik V4 LED panel. First up, Reefer Fox, what's the total power on the V4 and does it have fans? We measured at the wall with our P4 power bars and the unit pulled 220 watts total. There's also 4 whisper quiet fans cooling the heatsink. We took it apart here so you can see how it all works. Bronx 19, I'd like to mount one from an arm or bar. Ryan mentioned it was doable. Has anyone tried? I will say reefers often overestimate the complexity of hanging from the ceiling. In most cases, it's just drilling a hole and popping a toggle bolt through. At that point, you can raise and lower the light really easy. Coupled with measuring, the easiest way to confirm that you have it centered correctly is to hang a string with a weight like a washer. Most of the other mounting options are repurposing other mounting solutions like Giesmann's mounting brackets, AI sole legs, 80/20 aluminum bars and brackets, and potentially other solutions to mount to the stand or wall like those on their website. It'd be pretty awesome if others shared their mounting solutions in today's thread. One more from Bronx 19. Do you need to buy the gateway to simply control the unit? Yeah, you do need one gateway box. I imagine the reason that it isn't included is because you only need one for up to 200 units, and there's no reason to make people pay for one with each light. However, unlike some other options out there, it's super easy to use. All you need to do is plug it into your router, enter the ID into your app, and you're ready to go. Next up, Velcro's question. Aesthetic-wise, how do you feel about the Orphek compared to the T5 Kessel combo? I don't care about efficiency, just pure aesthetics. Honestly, the shimmer lines that come from a couple single points of light with all the colors nearly perfectly blended under a single lens will always be visually more appealing than shimmer that comes from dozens of different points of light, particularly when the different colors are under individual lenses. Once you mute that awesome Kessel shimmer with diffused light like T5s, it goes from good to awesome, and I personally haven't seen a better option than this. That said, outside that, going LED only, the Atlantik is pretty solid and what I would call better than most from a shimmer perspective and exceeds the Kessel T5 combo on a spectrum offering and color representation perspective, so there is a give and take everywhere. Similar to that in Nitro's question, do you like the Orphek Atlantik V4 better than the Kessel AP700? And are you going to replace those lights on the 160? I certainly did consider changing them out and exploring the Atlantik's performance. However, I think that would have thrown a huge cog into the Triton test, so I'm not going to do that. I will share, however, when we replaced the Tunses with the gyres a couple weeks ago, we also swapped the 3 AP700s out with 5 A360s. We did have to turn them up a bit, but this is a pretty lateral move made just because for video there are a lot of lighting change needs, and it's just going to be a lot easier to do with a simple knob twist or a few button presses on the spectral controller than messing around with phone apps and keeping everything linked up. Next up, a basics question. Will one be sufficient to cover a 30 by 30 inch area, or do I need to run 2 at a lower intensity? The 30 by 30 inch tanks can be some of the more challenging to illuminate for sure. I guess I'd say this is 100% a budget question. 2 will be better performance for sure and give better coverage on an SPS tank, but 1 will also work if you put some thought into the light and coral placement. Lactose is up next with if I have a 48 by 24 by 30 inch deep SPS dominant tank, would one of these do it with or without lenses, or would I need 2? I have clams in the sand bed, so I need par all the way down. Similar question because deeper tanks are also more challenging to have appropriate illumination on top and the bottom. I would personally go with 2, but if budget only allowed for 1, I would try that first and see if I can achieve my goals and adjust if needed. Lactose also mentions different lenses. Orphek does have some narrow lenses you can use if you want to get the light deeper into the tank. However, I personally wouldn't consider them until I was in the 3 to 4 foot or deeper range. Focus beams of light from narrow lenses are an advanced application to a specific need. And lastly, Bruce Burnett's question, are you going to carry the compact? Orphek just announced a compact version of the Atlantik, which is about half the size, and something I'm pretty sure the product team here is already working on testing and likely to bring in. I think this is going to be a really solid option for both smaller tanks, as well as low to medium tanks like Softy, Polyps, LPS, or even mixed tanks, where shadowing and maximum par in all areas of the tank is not critical. That wraps up today's Reef to Reef FAQ. Thanks again for all the awesome questions and exploring this with us. Tomorrow, due to popular demand, we're going to release our BRStv Investigates on the AP700 video, so make sure to check that out tomorrow.